If you are a sports bettor, you like NFL, you like college football week 3, NFL week 2 picks and predictions. Let's go. Welcome everybody back to another episode of the Money Pot Betting Show. We are getting ready here for college football week 3, NFL week 2. I am your host. I'm the CEO. They call me the president. They call me Moss Money, and I got my guy with me. He's on the block with the teasers. If you need him, be humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Another week, another dollar, man. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, if you're new to the show, if you're new to the channel, this is our betting show. This is the bread and butter. You're looking at over 20 plus years of betting experience between me and that guy over there. We've been doing this for a long time, teaching and showing people how to bet correctly in terms of what to look for, what keys, what trends, what things that we have in terms of our betting aptitude and market. So last 2 weeks, we've been hitting pretty good. I actually had a down week last week, full transparency. I know you was on the up, on the up and up. So I will get the updated record for next week. But this week, let's get right to it. Bring up in the handy dandy sports book. Been using ESPN a little bit, but we're going to go back to old reliable, and that is DraftKings. Now, typically what we usually go through the whole slate, but we're going to give our likes, our leans, and our best bets. Typically our 2 best bets starting off with college football, and then we'll switch to NFL. And then if you guys are still watching, we will have some preview of Thursday Night Football, Buffalo versus Miami. All right, so week 2 didn't disappoint in college football. A lot of things to talk about, a lot of things there. Really, still trying to figure out what some teams are. Some teams pulled ahead, some teams didn't. But I think for me, at least for some of these bets and some of these games, what Dennis Green say? They are who we thought they are, right? And I think that's what we're going to stick to right here. So I'll start it off with the 12 o'clock game, LSU, South Carolina, going down to William Bryce Stadium in South Carolina. LSU line is -7, total is 48, money line -258. I like LSU here, man. I think South Carolina offense is not as good as what the record shows. I think their offense is really dull. That quarterback over there, what's his name? Is it Skinner? I think it is. Only averaging about 130 yards, passing per game. That is not going to get it done against this LSU offense. Now, the LSU offense from a running standpoint isn't the greatest, but right now they got a Heisman Trophy candidate in the quarterback. Once I bring in his name, Garrett Nussmeier. He has over 600 yards, 8 touchdowns, second in the nation. And he's tied for first in the nation in touchdown passes. And that one pick that he did have was at the end of a half, or I think at the end of a quarter for last week when they won. Not too much of a running game, but I think they're going to be able to pass the ball here. And this is LSU record in South Carolina. They are 5-1-1 since 1930. They tied once, lost the first game in 1920. And they've been on a 7-game win streak against this team. I like the line at -7. I think they win this game pretty convincingly. I don't think South Carolina is going to be able to keep up with them. I was looking at the team total, but I like the line at -7. Give me LSU -7, bro.
I like that. I'm actually got them in a play also, so I do like that play.
It's a teaser. Sounds like, what I mean? Like,
definitely gonna be a lot of teasers.
For them to win the game, they're gonna be in a lot of teasers. This game could be close, but I just don't trust this offense for for the Gamecocks.
Uh-huh.
I just don't right now. That USC game when LSU opened up was could have went either way, right? And South Carolina beat up on Old Dominion, beat up on a really bad Kentucky team at Kentucky. I mean, that quarterback from Kentucky had
Mm,
30 yards
mm.
in passing, right? I'm sorry, it was Sellers. That's his name, Lenore Sellers. So I don't think, and they're a run first team, and I just don't think that that's going to be enough to be able to keep up with LSU. So give me LSU. I don't think this game is too close, but if it is, LSU I think pulls away with a late score, and gets me past my number of -7. If you want to buy the half a point, go ahead, but give me LSU -7.
I like it.
All right, what you got for me, bro?
All right, we'll start off with the teaser, man. I like my teasers. We're going to go 3-team teaser here. I
Go
think
ahead,
this is an
talk
easy
to
one.
me.
We hit last week with our teasers, especially in the college football. So I try to pick the ones that look and push out for me that um, aren't really a difficult play. Uh, First, we're going to start with a 3-team 10-point teaser. That means you're going to be buying 10 points for each side. Usually, you have a little bit of juice, no more than 30 cents on a dollar. If you can find a better number for a 10-point teaser, then go take it. But usually it's a 30 cents on the dollar, but you're
Yeah,
buying points. So it's like 10 cent per for the points, pretty much. So we're gonna go at UNLV at Kansas. I think this is a really big bounce back game for Kansas. Kansas came out last week pretty flat, playing at Illinois, but they were playing at Champaign. Champagne's not an easy place to play. A lot of people have gone there and had a fight and a struggle. Even the best top 10 teams have problems going to Illinois and coming out with a victory. I think that was the case there with Kansas. They got handled there 23-17, but they opened up the season up really well versus a lower ranking team. I want to say it was Linwood, and took them 48-3. I think this is a big bounce back. I know UNLV is getting a little bit of hype behind them. Over the past 2 years, they've been able to kind of put points up on the board. But there's a change of guard at the quarterback position. I think this guy's transferred out of Holy Cross. Um, he's done well so far. They beat Houston at Houston 27-7. They beats I don't know the smaller team. I want to say 72-14. So they are consistently putting points on board, but I think KU will be able to kind of bounce back. Their home game here. Daniels is a solidified quarterback. I think he'll get back on track. I'm going to tease them. They are a 9-point favorite at home. I'm going to tease them 10 points to just pretty much a win, so +1. UNLV. And hey, this is one of them games that's on Friday night. Um, Start the
Friday
week.
Night Lights, baby.
Right, starts the week off. So if it does go back down, you got all Saturday to get it back. So we're gonna go teaser that, bring them down to a win. We're gonna bring that over to Arizona, the same game Friday night again. We're gonna take Arizona as a 7-point favorite at Kansas State, another hard place to play in Kansas State. But we're gonna bring it up to 17. I like the quarterback and the receiver duo for Arizona. I think they'll be able to spread the ball
Is
around.
that McMillan? Is
That's
that McMillan?
McMillan.
Yeah.
McMillan. Yep.
Yeah, I
McMillan's
know
out
you.
there. He's a
Yep.
dog, and I think the quarterback is Fiafta. I can't think of his last. I can't pronounce his last name correctly. But I like them there. We're going to get some more points than the 7. We'll take it up to 17. I wish I can get the hook to 17.5. So I might wait to this last minute. Hopefully it doesn't go down. But I don't think 17 versus the 16.5 is any different than the 17.5. So I would like to get to 17.5. So we'll take Arizona. They are playing Kansas State. I think they'll be able to keep it up and keep it close. I think this will be a high scoring game. Obviously, 58 is the total. I'm sorry, 59.5 is the total. So it's going to say it's going to be in the higher scoring area. I think Arizona will be able to keep it up. We're going to our last play on that 3-team teaser. We're going to take what you would just pretty much explain. LSU. We're going to bring them down to +3 from -7, a 7-point favorite. We're going to take it to +3 at South Carolina. You kind of gave them the backstory of why that is. I believe LSU is a good football team. Um, they showed that they are tough fighting and even better on defense. I thought when I saw them play against USC, I thought they played pretty well. So I like
Yeah,
that.
like it's like USC ain't no slouch, offensively. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like that's why I really like them. And just to add to that point with LSU, Might even take a look at the first quarter line too at -1.5
Mm.
LSU. I can see LSU getting out, pretty early in this game versus South Carolina. Just a little small lean I like there too as well.
Yeah, so the only thing about that, it is a 12 o'clock game, so it's an early start for LSU. That's probably what, maybe a 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock start for Louisiana. I'm not one sure if that is right or not. So just be mindful of that. So it might not come out as strong as you think. So be wary of these travel times. I'm sure they're already in South Carolina right now, getting used to that time for period. But it is a little bit different playing games at I would say at 11 o'clock game versus a 10 o'clock game AM when you have a 12 o'clock tip off on the East Coast. Um,
Agree.
but
I like this though. This
I
one
like
looks
the
nice.
bounce back for LSU, for sure. I think they showed that with another warm up against Nicholls State. Obviously, they had a tough game against USC, and they're playing another now team, USC, which is really South Carolina. They fight on who's the real USC, which is hilarious that they're playing both of those guys
Uh,
within a week and a half of each other. So yeah, give me LSU plus the 3. I like the 3 points here, just in case it's close. I like them to win. And that
yeah,
puts them.
I don't think it's gonna be close. I don't think they're gonna be able to score. But I
I like,
like
I
the
like your bet too. I like your betting actually in the parlay. Actually, that
yeah,
minus.
I like the protection here with the +3.
Mhm.
Now remember, you guys, if you do put in teasers, unless I think it's a 5 leg or maybe even a 6 leg teaser, if it's a push, you lose the teaser.
Mhm.
So if somehow, some way, South Carolina beats LSU by just 3, this would be a loss. But you're getting to the key numbers. Candace is going to win the game pretty much. Arizona gets the +17. 17 is another key number in football, and then so is 3 with LSU. I really like this bet, and you're getting -120 on this one instead of the
Yeah,
-130.
-130. Yep,
So
perfect.
go
Yep,
ahead.
shop around.
Folks need to lock that in to get the better of the number with this bet here. I really like this bet. So good play. Good play, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. For uh my second college football week 3 best bet of the
And I'm
day.
sorry, that's a 1 unit. That's a 1 unit.
That's a one
Teaser.
unit play? Okay,
Mhm.
my bad. 1 unit
Yeah,
play.
just want to make sure I put that up
For my second bet of the day that I think you talked about this team. No, you did talk about this team yesterday. And they are arguably the worst team in college football.
there. They
Temple
are. They
has
are the worst team in college football.
Temple has the
Okay.
4th worst defense per ESPN scoring, giving up 44.5 points per game. The 6th worst rushing defense, 10 worst offense in total yards, 4th worst rushing offense. They're only averaging 52 yards per game rushing. So very one-dimensional in this team. And guess what they're going against? The seventh best rushing offense in the nation in
Mhm.
Coastal Carolina, a top 20 offense. And I believe I wrote in is it scoring? I forget what I wrote there, but a top 20 offense, I believe, in scoring here. This could get ugly. I think the line isn't enough. 18 seems pretty generous. And a team in Temple who really has one dimension on how they can score with 52 points on the line. I think this is going to be a blowout. This should be a win by at least 3 or 4 touchdowns. Give me Coastal Carolina minus the 18, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Temple will be a team. Unfortunately, I know Temple's own Philadelphia. It's tough to see this, but this will be a fade, super fade all year. They are ultimately the worst team in football at a Division 1 level, the FCS. I'm sorry, the FBS. Um, like I said, I had them under 2.5 wins on the season. So this kind of falls right in line with that. 18 points seem like a lot, but I don't think it is with this team in Coastal Carolina. Although Coastal Carolina is at a new regime at quarterback. I know the other young cat is now um, quarterbacking for where'd he go?
Well, they showed
North
me
Carolina
something.
State.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they showed me who did they play? Uh,
Coastal
uh,
Carolina.
yeah. Oh no, no. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I didn't watch it. I'm thinking about. I'm already thinking about my next bet.
Right.
Tulane.
They played Jackson State, Jacksonville State. They played William Mary. They both put up over 40 points. So this is what I would say to that. I like that play to 18 points. I think if they're going to get 18, they're also going to get their team total over. Can you look at the team totals here in Temple and Coastal Carolina? I don't see Temple scoring much. They don't have any offense to score. I don't see them slowing down Coastal Carolina. So I will look at
Sure.
those team totals also. I might put that a bonus play for me.
I think it was like almost 38. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like
36.
over 38 here.
38 is plus 140 or 37 and a half plus 110.
Yeah, I would go 37.5 because 38 is the key number. 31 to 38. Yep,
So you like
37. I
team
like that.
total Coastal
Yeah, I like
Carolina?
that there. I mean, I don't even mind the 36.5 with the minus 135. I think they're going to score at least 40 points in this game against Temple. You can look at the first half total. I think they'll jump on them. The weather's going to be nice out here on Saturday, so you're not
Yep.
going to worry about that. They're going to be playing in the big stadium as they play where the Eagles play. So, um,
So 28 and a half is the first half total point.
shit, I even like that minus 9.5 first half. Like I said, I was all over Navy
Yeah.
last week. That was one of my main plays that we cashed out. That line was minus 12. This is 18. I think Coastal's a better and more dynamic offense than that. And what is the team total for Temple?
Team total for Temple. I think they had him score almost 2 touchdowns.
Mm-mm.
What's kind of surprised me. Yeah. Minus 16 and a half, getting almost 17
Oh,
points.
I love that. So let me put that down. Just make sure I have a reminder of team totals for that
So the
Temple game.
under minus 115 and 16 and a half. Yeah, I'm just not sure how they're going to score that much. You know what I mean? Even if Coastal Carolina takes their foot off the gas, like Temple just doesn't have enough offense to do anything.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they're not running the ball, so they're going to be throwing. And once I know as a defensive lineman, once I know you're throwing, I'm putting on I'm getting in the track block and I'm taking off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
we taking chances with greedy fingers in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when
I
it's fun as a defense.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna add a play. This will be a fourth play.
Go ahead.
I like what I'm gonna take them early. I'm not even gonna worry about that full game, any backdoor shit. Although I love your 18 points. Me seeing at 9.5, bro, that's a gift. So to our viewers right here, Coastal Carolina gets it going early. Let me let you know what's happened over their last few weeks. They've scored against Jackson State in the first half. Looks like 28, 32 points in the first half, I believe, against Jackson State, um, to 10.
Yeah.
And in the Wayman Mary game, they scored 27 points um, against 7 in the first half against William and Mary. I feel like Temple's just on that same level of those other two teams. When I'm looking at Temple in the first half, they can't find their legs at all. They didn't score any points against Oklahoma. Obviously, that's Oklahoma. But okay, they played Navy in the first half. They scored 3, and Navy put up 23 points, 23 to 3 in the first half. Give me Coastal Carolina in the first half minus. It's going to be a live play, minus 9.5.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna jump on that play as well, bro. All Coastal Carolina.
Yep. So make sure I put that in here. Yeah, I like that. Good call. Good call. I didn't have Temple on my card today.
Shit, after last week, they're gonna be they're gonna be looked at every week.
Yeah, there's some teams you just got to fade, and they're one of them. And they might hurt you one week, but they'll fall right back in line, man. They'll fall right back in line. Believe that.
Yeah,
They got a long season ahead of them.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They might not win a game.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. It looks like I'm up.
Yeah,
Number
yes,
number
sir.
two play. Um, Another team. Listen, I think Georgia UGA is the best team in college football, and I think it's by a long shot. You might have Texas up there that can possibly battle. I think Texas is probably a super sleeper to possibly win a national championship. Quentin Ewers has been playing out of his mind. Great quarterback. I think he's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft coming up soon. But anyway, that has nothing to do with this game. UGA is playing Kentucky. I don't know how Kentucky's going to score against this defense. Uh, Georgia has not let up a touchdown yet so far this season. I don't see that happening
I
anytime
love it.
soon.
I love it.
We're going to go team total under, I believe is 9.5. You might be able to find a 10.5. If you can get a 10.5, man, you're in a good place. But it looks like it's 9.5 at Kentucky. Um, Kentucky, although they're playing, um, they're
I
not a
like the
bad
seven and
team.
a half.
7.5 is it getting you plus money?
It's plus money. Yeah. Kentucky just lost. Didn't Kentucky just lose 31-3 to somebody?
They did.
Who did they just lose to?
Trying to pull it up.
31-3.
Second, sorry. I am looking for it right
Bro, I
now.
like the 24. I like the under. They just lost to South Carolina. 31-6.
Yeah, that's a big game for them too. That was a huge game for them. So yeah, Kentucky not scoring more than a
I like
touchdown.
the seven.
I
I
think
like the
it's
seven
big.
and a half. Yeah. I like for a team that hasn't given up, this is a bad line. Like this is a bet. This should be minus 130. And the 6.5 should be plus 130. Well, it wouldn't be that
Well,
much,
I
but the
think the
six,
team total is 9.5, right? And we're looking at 9.5 minus 135. Yeah, nine and a
yeah,
half.
9.5. But they're not going to score 9 points. What, 3 field goals?
They're just saying that they can get a touchdown in the field goal. So it may be like a 23-3 halftime game, and then Georgia
Bro,
opens up and score
you just said
38,
Georgia hasn't
40.
allowed a touchdown.
They haven't. They haven't. They haven't. They haven't. But
Like,
sometimes you
yo,
have those back doors. Those back doors be wide open, man. Back doors be wide open. But like I
bro,
said, this is on
talk
my
about a
card. So
gym.
I have them at 9.5. I like the play. I don't think Kentucky scores more than a
Love it.
touchdown.
I
Um,
didn't even think about this.
if you can get it up to 10.5, then hey, great. Looks like it's 155 for the juice. That that could be working because I think it's a short bet, just in case they get 10, and it could be 48-10, 48 to whatever. But I love this play here. Kentucky's going to struggle all day. That UGA defense is, I mean, pristine defense. I don't see Kentucky. I don't know how they're going to score. So I love that play. This
Wow.
is a
What's the
unit
first
and a half
half?
unit and a half play.
Georgia by 14 first half. Come on, bro. Just like one of those games where you just F everything else and just put it all on Georgia.
Georgia's tough. Georgia. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at you. I would not be mad at you. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to go out. This is my handicap.
You know,
My handicap
you're right.
says this.
Great call. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I just see like because I did the handicap with the South Carolina game, and I
Mhm.
have a hard time seeing how South Carolina is going to score against LSU.
LSU. How's yeah.
And now you look at South Carolina and Kentucky, and they just beat them by 31. And now we got Georgia coming in.
Yeah.
Georgia, come on,
Yeah,
dog.
it be those games sometimes though that it's like sometimes they don't, you know what I mean, they don't wake up right away. Right?
Yeah,
It's one of them games they got Alabama next week. You see what I'm saying? Like
they got
it,
look ahead line.
yeah, it's this could be one of those games where
Okay,
it
yeah, the look
could be.
ahead.
I think
Yeah,
Georgia's good enough as far as defensive. What your defense is going to travel. I don't care what kind of game it is. So defensively, are they going to score a touchdown? I don't think so. But this is a look ahead game for Georgia because they have a
yeah,
big game at Alabama. So you have back to back road games. Kentucky is not, I wouldn't say a scary place to play, but it's still a road game in Kentucky. Got to deal with the
yeah.
bullshit
No,
going.
Kentucky's kind of tough to play in. I mean, it's
Right.
not what it
And they
was,
got
but
then they
yeah.
got Alabama for a prime time
Good
game.
call. Good call. See, this is why you just taught me off the ledge. See, that's what I mean. That's why you my guy, dog. That's why you my man. I mean,
Although as I'm looking at it, I think they got a bye before that Alabama game. I'm looking at it now. So they play the 14th and then the 28th. That is a bye, right? Between that time, that's a week bye, right? That's what it sounds like. Because right, the 21st should be the next weekend, right?
yeah,
All right, so you do got a bye before Alabama. So maybe, hey man, fuck it. But don't get greedy at the end of the day. Don't double stack.
yeah,
Listen, it happens to the best of us. And sometimes it's that one team that you're so sure about. It happened last week, right? Who were we so sure about last week in college football? That fucked us. It was Maryland,
Maryland.
right? We
Yeah,
were really confident about Maryland. We put them in this, we put them in that.
Yeah, they
And
screwed
then
me.
it just messed up. And then for me in the NFL, it was Cincinnati. Cincinnati messed me. I thought Cincinnati's going to handle business. I put them in a couple different things, different ways. They
Yeah,
outright lost. So for me, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. I just like to play at a 9.5. I'm
yeah.
going.
I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, so I do have a bonus play, and I want you to pick it apart for me. I want you to play the other side, devil's advocate, or just say, "Yo, no, you know what, Moss, I love it." Um, my first game here is going down to Memorial Stadium, Norman, Oklahoma.
Mm.
We going with dogs. Dogs are barking, baby. And not only are we going with the dogs and those Tulane, that green wave, that plus team 13 and a half. Talk to me, bro. What you think about the upset? Going there getting a win in Norman,
Mm.
Oklahoma, green wave. Because I know there's rumblings that this Oklahoma team just ain't really that Oklahoma team of before. Looking back at the history, Green Wave, Tulane has been to Norman twice. First one got their ass with. Second one, Michael Pratt and them boys going against Spencer Rattler
Mm.
at that time. Kind of came out and showed out. They lost by a touch, but you know, it was a hell of a game. I think it was almost 2 years ago. Talk to me about what do you think? Actually, you know what? No, let me put the parlay together for you. You know
Yeah,
what I
put
mean?
it in. Put it in
Put it.
there.
Let me put the parlay together for you. And whether you call them time or whether you call them prime time, we going to Colorado and Colorado State. Big revenge spot here for me. Give me Colorado State to win the
Mm.
game. To win the game outright. We got a dog parlay, two-legger, Tulane, Colorado State. This pays 15-1. Now, this is a greedy play because I can easily go back up to Tulane and just take the side, right? Which would probably be the better bet of the protection. But it would not, would it surprise you if Tulane beats Oklahoma?
It would surprise me. In Oklahoma, it is. That is not man. Oklahoma is not easy to play in. I don't care how good the team is. You just don't walk into Oklahoma and and outright win.
Mm,
Especially, listen. I know Tulane has had good seasons and they're battling. They're putting a name for themselves. The Green Wave is coming, but going into Oklahoma is not an easy task. I like the plus 13 and a half. You like Tulane, take that. I think that's the best play there. I mean, because there's other places on the board that you can go
hmm
if you want to do something like this. I think there's other possible upsets that's better or more beneficial that can happen
I,
than here in this spot.
I know you like that Colorado State though.
Oh, I love look at this. I love that
I
Colorado
love
State.
that Colorado State.
We talked about this a week ago. So
Yes, yes.
that's on the board.
And
You know what I mean?
here's another greedy add to it. I wasn't done. I just wanted to see what those two. I wanted to see what your Tulane thought was.
Yeah.
But but the
Tulane
13 and a half
yeah.
makes sense. It makes
Mhm.
sense. Like you said, Temple, Fade, Kennesaw State versus San Jose State.
Oh shit! I didn't even look at that game, brother. So I don't
Minus
even know.
19.
I don't know nothing about them two teams. I know Kennesaw State is like right above Temple,
Temple.
but at the same time, San Jose State is probably not that far above Kennesaw State. So the coach down there, I do watch a couple of their late night games in the late night when they do show them on CBS Sports whatever, and they're showing those West Coast games. The coach there, they love him. If he's still there, I don't know if he's even still there. They love him. He's been kind of like turning that program around to be, somewhat of a competitive team. I don't know much about Kennesaw State besides them. I think coming up just this past year or maybe a season ago, they came up to the FBS level. 19 points is a lot of points. I can't tell you what you may know more because I didn't handicap these two teams.
So the handicap is just based on the statistical numbers that I saw.
Okay.
San Jose State right now, top 15 pass defense versus a team that can't run the ball. Kennesaw State is the third worst team in rushing offense in the nation right now. So, and the reason why this came up is because every time I saw Temple, I saw Kennesaw State
Mhm.
right next to them. And from a statistical standpoint, I was like, whoa, well, where's San Jose in offensively? So that's just That was a greedy play, but the real play right now is this 2-leg parlay. I am going to touch this.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what you thought about that Tulane money line because I the number looked nice with the 15.5. But give me Tulane plus 13.5, 2-leg parlay with Colorado State to win outright. I like this play straight as well. 5-1, little play. Sprinkle a little something light on it. 25, maybe even half a unit. But I really like this play. I think it's a great play. You put these two in the teasers. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Right now. Okay.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man. So for those who watch the show from the college football perspective, those are your best bets for our college football.
Well, hold on, I got one more. I got my
Oh,
third.
you got one more? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's right. We're supposed to be two. My bad. I can't. Nah, I forgot. I put three. Some reason.
Go ahead. Run it. Let's run it.
Real quick. I keep it real quick.
Yeah.
Give me Colorado State 2 units. I think that's disrespectful.
It is a disrespectful number, especially when you lost your safety.
Right.
And who else did they lose?
Well, they don't have an O line out there that never played, so that's that. But it goes back to just being I think 7 points is way too much. 7?
Yeah.
What has Colorado showed you they deserve 7 points? Where?
And a shootout last year too.
Right. So Colorado State is returning their quarterback. I'm gonna make sure unless there's no injury that I didn't pick up. So I'm gonna look at this right now. Is there an injury that I'm missing here? Let me look at this preview. Obviously, this is a rivalry game. They're moving back to Fort Collins, which is Colorado State. They went into double overtime last year, 43-35. Let me see here. Obviously, we had a big, the whole Jay Norvell, Deion Sanders going back and forth with the rough hit on Travis Hunter and the, gamesmanship and all that stuff like that. There's a lot between these two teams. Unfortunately, one team is going to bring the fire. The other team don't have any fire.
Right.
And the team that you wouldn't expect wouldn't have no fire is, unfortunately, Coach Prime's team. I think Shador is frustrated with the offensive line and obviously probably the play calling. They don't have any run game. They cannot run the football. I think I think last year they were like at the bottom 5 of rushing.
That's the same.
This year they're half of what they've been rushing. So they were rushing 60 plus yards a game. They're only at 30 something plus yards a game right now. They can't run the football. Okay, so that means they're dropping back Shador Sanders 30 plus times a game, and that's an easy game plan when you're playing a team like that. So give me Colorado plus 7 all day. I love them at the money line at plus 2 and at 25, but the line is so crazy it makes me feel like what the hell's going on. Maybe it's something I don't know, but give me plus 7. I even might go up to 7.5 just to pay the extra juice because this is like it's actually moving toward Colorado. But I love Colorado State here, at home.
Love it.
And the last thing, just in case those 3-team teaser for the first game, I had Kansas, Arizona, and LSU. If you want to throw in Vanderbilt and BYU, Vanderbilt is minus 10.5 versus Georgia State. Vanderbilt is your sneaky team of the year. They are, man, I've watched them play week 1. I've seen their score on week 2. They just have a lot more energy for some reason. I don't know what's happening there, but they look like they're playing with a lot more energy when they play Virginia Tech. They're moving around. Their quarterback is very mobile. I think he might even be back. So Vanderbilt to get them to win against Georgia State, and then you have BYU, who's playing a horrible Wyoming team. This might be one of the worst Wyoming teams that I've seen. So BYU at minus 11, get them to a pick 2. So if you want to kind of mix and match any of those, I think all 4 of those games are pretty much locks to cover or to win.
Yeah, I like it's just fire picks, man. Like it'll be some weird, crazy stuff for some of these things to kind of go left. You know what I mean? I think the only one you could maybe question because is going to be is that LSU. It's my pick. LSU pick. Questionable.
Matter of fact, there's even a 5-point teaser that you get 6.5 points on that puts you into the plus money. So if you want to, matter of fact, you want to throw this in real quick, and then we can move on to NFL. I know we're running a little against time. We got about 25 minutes. So let's just real quick. It'll be a teaser 6 point, and you can do 5 teams. It'd be plus money. It might be like something you might be thinking about.
So what is it?
We'll go Kansas.
Okay.
We'll go Arizona, Friday game. LSU, which is a 12 o'clock Saturday game. I believe these are evening games. Vanderbilt, late game, and BYU, late game.
So for me, my strategy with a teaser like this is that I don't like that hook there.
Well, you're getting 6.5, so you'll be straight.
Okay. Is that this would be a really
Parlay.
big teaser for me because I have to wait throughout the day, right, to get here because I got to wait for a 9 o'clock game. So we'll do 6.5. It's plus 3.5 to 1. You're getting Kansas minus 2.5, Arizona plus 13.5, LSU a pick, Vanderbilt minus 4, and BYU minus 4.5.
And put it into a parlay versus a money line parlay. Oh, you can't go back to the other sides, right? Sorry.
So okay. Money line parlay.
Yeah, I didn't even have to go through all that again. But if that's 3.5, and I just want to see what the money line is, money line parlay, which is pretty much every one of them teams to win. And then they're all upper games, early games. And this is what you do, guys. This is ultimately what we're doing right now. We're just shopping, right? We're shopping for the best number here. This is what you need to do if you're into gambling. Obviously,
but you won't want Arizona. You want Kansas State to win.
I will keep Arizona plus 7.
7. All right.
Then we'll go here. Yep.
So 4.
So it's more money, right? So obviously, the only thing we lose is the extra points for Arizona.
Yeah, I think I like this one better.
Mm-hmm. And then you take that off. Even take Arizona off.
Almost 2 to 1. I still like it's a good play.
Yep.
These are all almost double digit favorites. All of them except for LSU.
Yep. All right.
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
And that's how you shop. That's what you do for our viewers and listeners. You shop for the best numbers, best odds.
Yeah, you kind of play with the ticket a little bit to get it to where you like it, where it makes sense for you to put your money. And then from a shopping standpoint, you do that on another book. Right. You see what are the odds better on ESPN or even what's the other one? Not DraftKings, FanDuel. Those are kind of the bigger ones, just so you know, but you can still shop around bar stools. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, college football looks like it's going to be a hit for sure. The way we're cooking up these things, man. So let's switch the page, man. NFL. Week 2, we got a sense of what some of these teams look like week 1. And I made a statement, I think I put on Twitter out there, that I feel like just like the real life financial landscape, there is no middle class in the NFL. There's only really good teams and there's bad teams. There's no like middling team right now, from what I can tell from what we saw. But it's only week 1. The only middle team might be Tampa. Where you kind of say they're kind of okay, but everybody else is either really good or just really bad.
Right.
And I think that, we'll see that in the handicap here going forward. And let me bring up the lines here. We'll get to your Thursday night game, Buffalo versus Miami at the end here. So if you guys want to listen to that handicap, just kind of stick around and listen to the show as we continue to go. But my first game up is a 1 o'clock game. And as of right now, I'm going with they're both right in front of me. My 2 best bets right in front of me. So let me just hit you back to back. I'm fading Carolina. Carolina is the worst team in the NFL, bar none. All that hype, all that talk, and they got their ass blown out in New Orleans, 37-3. This team has not gotten any better. Their first was he a first round draft pick for South Carolina, the receiver? Was it a first round pick?
Legit.
Yeah.
think it's second round, early
Yeah,
second round.
don't and a lot of rookies struggled. Week one, we didn't really see any rookies really show out unless you talk to Be Humble and he told you about that video about that boy Joe Alt putting the clamps on Max Crosby all game,
Mm-hmm.
and old boy from Carolina who's really not kind of I guess a premier pass rusher, but Clowney right now is questionable for this game. So he didn't practice Wednesday due to an ankle injury. They have no pass rush. They have no offense. Harbaugh is changing the not the complexity, but the psychology of the Chargers as we see it and as we watch it. They're going to be a physical team. They're going to beat you up front, and I think that's what's going to happen in this game. And they went down and for Herbert to only throw for 150 yards and then win by 3 scores. Man, give me the Chargers.
Now, let me ask you a question because that was my biggest thing. Does that make you a little bit nervous with Herbert? Is it just the first game against the Raiders? They played the Raiders, right?
Yeah, they played the Raiders. And
was it just that he was off? He was a little bit off, or do you think that was the offense he's getting used to now?
I think it's the offense he's getting used to.
So do you think that has anything to play when it plays at Carolina, coming across the country? It is a west to east play.
No, I don't think that's like they're bad.
They are bad.
Like they are really, really bad. And I think the line says that. I mean, it's going to be a low scoring game. I can see this being 24-13, right? I mean, what's the team total for the Chargers here? Real quick. These are all the. I should have went the other way. Come on. So what's this? The Panthers they got them at what? 16? Yeah, but I don't think the Panthers are going to score 17 points. Who's going to score?
Uh-huh.
And they got the Chargers, like I said, around 24, 22 points. See, I don't think it's going to be that close. 21-17? That don't sound right. That's off. You know what I mean? Like, is Bryce Young really that much better than Minshew? And who's he throwing to? Thielen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think Thielen's
going to make a point? Because I got a 2-teamer. I'm thinking about. I had them on my board. I crossed them off because I thought the line should be a little bit bigger than that, and I was wondering why I was under a touchdown. But
I agree with you. I do think, and I just think it's a bad line. I do. I mean, I think there's some aspect of the Chargers, like you said, traveling, one of the keys, right? West Coast traveling east, but it's game 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not like game middle, like of the pack of the season after a couple games. It's game 2. They controlled the line of scrimmage against the Raiders, against a decent defensive line, right? I'm not sure if Herbert even got sacked in that game. Maybe once he got sacked. I was right. He got sacked once in that game. They're going to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to run Dobbins. They're going to run Edwards, right? They had almost 200 yards of rushing last game. It's not going to, they're going to control this game. And I don't think that I don't think Carolina's going to really be able to do much. This line's a bad line. Give me the Chargers.
All right, you made me change my play, man.
You were going Carolina?
No, I wasn't touching this game, but they were in my queue. And they were in my queue for this first play. I had a 2-team 7-point teaser. That 2.7 team teaser, 7-point team teaser was Detroit playing Tampa Bay at home. That was marked at -7.5. Bring it down to at half, and it was going to be Houston at home at 6.5, bring it down to +0.5, so pretty much to win. But I had the Chargers in that queue. Like, who am I going to put with this 2-teamer? I didn't want to go too crazy. So what I decided to do, Well, no,
You want
this
to
is what no, this is what I decided to do. We're gonna turn it up a little bit because now we're
turn
not
up?
instead of paying the juice, we're gonna add the juice. I mean, we're gonna get the plus money. So
Okay.
we're gonna go Detroit money line, three
Oh,
team
well,
parlay
we talking parlays right out the gate. This man is
right
okay.
at the
Come on,
gate. We're
let's
gonna go
go.
3-team parlay,
Miami.
which is
Sorry,
gonna run you
Detroit.
probably close to one plus 140. We're gonna go Detroit at money line, playing at home against Tampa Bay. I know Tampa Bay looked good last week with Baker Mayfield, but they're going to Detroit. Detroit is loud. Detroit is good. I like
Hmm.
this team in Detroit. Obviously, we got them going far, making a run in the playoffs. I like them there. I think the 7.5 there is a big tell, right? Like I think that line there after what Tampa Bay did last week, I
Yeah,
think that's a
it's
big
baked
sign
in.
there. That's telling me that hey, this
I
Detroit
think
team is the real deal.
Tampa's going to be able to score in this game. I think Tampa's going to be able to put up some points
Right.
in this game.
But I think
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can even look at the totals in this game too. But I like Detroit to win this game. We're going to go Houston at home. Obviously, we know the number one pick and Caleb fingernail
Williams.
polish Williams struggled. I don't know how what happened. It's almost impossible for
I
Tennessee to have lost that game. I think the offense had a total of something under 200 yards
don't think
total
they scored a
offense.
touchdown.
They didn't. Nobody scored a touchdown offensively in this game.
Yeah,
Um, it was two defensive turnovers for touchdowns. I think a big special teams play. I think they're still going to struggle. I think CJ. I think Stroud. For some reason, I was getting his name mixed up with Fields. I think Stroud obviously he looked real good last week. Um, they added a run game with Joe Mixon. I think he had 33 carries last week for two
he did.
touchdowns, 170
No,
plus. Like he was trucking the ball. I do like the Bears defense. I think the Bears defense is real. I think they'll be one of the top
I agree.
five defenses in the NFL this year. But I think it's going to be a little too much going to Houston. Um, Give me Houston here at the money line, and then we're going to do everything you just talked about with the Chargers. We're going to add Chargers in there as a money line. So that's 3-team parlay. Should be plus 140 ish or plus 135 around there.
Let's see.
Plus
141.
141. All right. So instead of me paying the juice for a two-teamer, I just like those three teams. I had them in a queue, which was going to pick for the two teams. We're gonna go that route on the plus money side. We're going to take those three teams money line and take the plus money for 2 units. We're going to just do it that way.
I like it. I like it. That's a great play. That is a great play. Mm-mm-mm. Like it. I think a lot of favorites are going to win this week. Like dogs were barking week one, but it's
Mhm,
just bad matchups across the NFL, and it's just like which one are you gonna look at,
mhm.
first. Like I said, I think the Chargers and the Panthers again. I just think it's a bad matchup for Carolina. Um, Chargers going to be able to score the ball, and I don't know if Carolina can keep up. And Carolina, I mean, the Chargers have been slowly trying to build up that roster. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they've been trying to slowly build up their roster, and they got some players over there. They got Derwin James still, Samuel Jr. is still there. Bosa, even though questionable,
Yeah.
is still there. It's just offensively, right? Offensively, they don't have the receiver star power that they used to. But
Yeah.
Carolina has nothing, like
Yeah.
literally
No, I agree.
nothing.
I'm not going. Yeah,
They're
I'm not going to harp on it. That's my play. I think you're right. I mean, if that line
yeah,
starts going down for some reason, I don't know what that reason would be, but I like the play. I like
yeah.
your play
I'm
there
I'm
too.
trusting my eyes and I'm trusting my handicap. Um, that this offense for the Carolina Panthers is the worst offense in the NFL. So, and then for my second best bet, it looks like I missed it already. It already jumped up, and it's probably because they named the starter for the Green Bay Packers. I know going to Lambeau is no easy task, but just like you said not too long ago with the Houston Texans, they showed you something, and so did the goddamn Colts. AR-15 put on a show. I didn't like his accuracy, but you like the talent. Talking to the homie Ernie B, we got to get on one of these shows that we're doing this just to get his side comments in him. But he has, and I agree with him, AR-15 has the biggest upside of any quarterback in the NFL. And I think that is true. and you're going against a team who just lost their leader, MVP candidate, and arguably the best quarterback in the NFC in Jordan Love. I don't even know who their backup is. I think it's Clift. I think it's Sean Clifton. Is it Sean? Is that old boy from Penn State? Is that Sean Clifton? Is that his name? What's his name?
Sorry, I had you on mute. It's Clifford. Clifford.
Clifford. Yeah. Sean Clifford was on the practice squad, and they just signed Malik Willis. So you're gonna tell me Malik Willis is gonna
Well,
lead this Green Bay Packers
Malik
team?
Willis is the starter. He'll be the starter.
He'll be the starter. Is that what they said?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to wait. It looked like that line moved, right? The line just moved,
It,
right?
it, it moved right while we were
It
talking.
must be some type of news that he won't be going.
Of course, he
I
sprained
love.
his MCL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like they're not ruling him out, but if it'd be stupid for them to put him in,
right.
you know. So you know, even if they put he'll be so limited, it'd be really dumb to put him out there and put him in harm's way like that. Give me the Colts at -3. This line just moved. It will move up once the Packers announce who the starter is. This will get up to maybe -4. But give me the Colts. I think the Colts in there and handle business right away. Need to jump on this line today. Give me the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not a believer really. I wasn't really a believer in him, and Richardson. But man, he went against the Texans, and the Texans could have easily lost that game. Could have
Yeah.
easily lost that game.
He showed out. He threw like I think it was like a 70-yard in the air bomb.
Off
He
the
was
back
throwing
like
up.
it was sick.
Yeah, he did well. We'll see.
It
I
was,
mean,
it was
he's
sick.
going to Lambeau. Going to Lambeau. I think it's going to be his first time at Lambeau. But like you said, with Green Bay Packers without Love, and you got Malik
Yeah,
Willis,
nah, without
who's
Love.
not an NFL quarterback playing.
And
I
you
don't
talking
know.
about Willis, bro? They just signed him. They just traded him.
Yeah,
He don't know the offense.
you don't. So what I would look at if you want to look at anything, and Malik Willis is going to
Or
be
team
playing,
total.
look at his rushing yards because he's going to do nothing but probably pull that ball and start running.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So look at his player props when they jump off. But I wouldn't look at team total. I'll just let this game not this early because I want to wait till Sunday to see what the situation will be.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
that's funny. My two best bets were right lined up with each other. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna go 3-team 10-point teaser. The only reason I'm doing this 10-point teaser is because I
Because you
wanted to.
got screwed last weekend.
Yeah, and I actually like the parlay in this though too. So I
Okay.
might sprinkle a little something on the parlay. The parlay plays about 2 + 280. Um, so what we're going to look at is a 10-point teaser. We're going to take Buffalo plus 12.5. We're going to move them up to plus 12.5. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
they're playing tonight against Miami. I think Buffalo's going to be able to keep up. I think Miami, um, they didn't look good to me. They had that big explosive play by Tyreek Hill. Obviously, he can explode at any time. But I think Buffalo kind of once they got their feet a little wet, they kind of turned it on in that second half, and they were unstoppable in that second half of that ball game. I think that'll carry on to tonight. Obviously, it's a short week. They are going down to Florida, so you don't have to worry about too much besides the heat. So I like them to get the plus 12.5 just to be safe. That's over a touchdown. That's over 10 points. So you're. I don't think Miami's going to win by more than 2 touchdowns. So that's why I love that 12.5. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
take Baltimore in the bounce back here. I think they are confident. Obviously, within that loss, they were still talking shit. So they must have seen something that we didn't play our best, and we still was in a ball game against Kansas City. Um, they'll handle business at home. They'll be rocking in Baltimore, bring
I
them
agree.
down to pretty much a win against Las Vegas. Las Vegas traveling across the country off a loss. They didn't look good at all against LA. So give me Baltimore here to pretty much +1. Um, and then we're going to take Kansas City at home, a team limping in there in Cincinnati. I don't know what's going on with Joe Barrow. I don't know if his wrist is right. I don't know. He didn't look
Yeah, I
right.
don't know either.
Now I know they had a touchdown that had a fumble at the goal line, so it probably was like 10 points that was off the board for Cincinnati last week. That would have made that game a little bit closer. But they didn't really look like they had any confidence in that game. I don't think that's going to carry into Kansas City, although they always play Kansas City tough. But I think Kansas City is really, really good. They
Yeah, they
added
really are.
explosiveness to the offensive side of the ball. I think they'll be
Yeah.
able to handle business, and we're going to get them at +5.5. So if this game's gonna be anywhere close, I think there'll be. I like that teaser there. So it'll be
Yeah, I like this
Buffalo
teaser
plus
too.
12.5. You got Baltimore to win, and you have Kansas City plus 5.5. And I'm also going to double down on that, make that a parlay, and we're going to put that as a money line parlay. So I like Buffalo to actually possibly upset Miami today. We're going to put
I
that
don't
as a
think it's a big
parlay.
upset because I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I know
Both
most
running
are.
backs may be out.
Yeah, I
Achon
think
might be
both
out.
running backs gonna be out.
Might be out. So there's opportunity. So me going with the plus money there, and then taking Baltimore money line and Kansas City money line. I think that's like plus two something. Yeah, plus
Yeah, plus
282.
282.
Yep.
Yep,
So if you throw a half a unit on that, you're looking at, what I mean, a good return.
yep. I like it. I
And
like
I
it.
have one bonus play. I don't
I
know if
don't
you're done.
bet. I don't bet Thursday night games. We'll get to the Thursday night game here shortly. I want to do a quick bonus teaser because see what you think about this real
Yeah.
quick. So let's clear this real quick. So we're gonna go double down on the Chargers in a
Mhm.
teaser. Then we're gonna go Jets here, Fade in Cleveland. Love your pick here. Actually, you know what? Give me the Birds too. I want to end on the Birds.
That's a Monday night game.
Yeah, that's a Monday night game. We're gonna do a teaser. So we're at 6 plus 230. Maybe add a total here. I'll get a bit of this total right here over.
I don't know. Oh, that would
You
be
know
the
what?
one I wouldn't touch that. Only because Miami, they screwed me last week. They weren't able to score. I think it was 20-17. I tried to get over. I had at 38.5, bro. The shit was 20-17, my guy. Like what the fuck?
I kind of like New England in this game, bro.
I don't. They
I
showed
do.
you a lot, man. They showed
I,
you a
I
lot.
do. I kind of like New England in this game. I don't think Seattle's going to go in New England and win by 10. Yeah, give me
To me,
New England.
Jacoby Brissett and Geno Smith are the same. They're just
Yeah,
one's just
give me
older.
New
They're the
England.
same players.
Give me New England. So we got a what's that team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 leg teaser, 6-1. See what those lines are. So we're getting even money for the Chargers to win. We're getting the Jets plus 2. We're getting the Jags plus 3. Eagles half a point. The Colts plus 3, and the Patriots at plus 9. I actually think I'll go and
Six
don't
and a half.
be greedy. Give me the 6.5. I want some protection on the Jags here.
And
I'm
what's the
at
7? What's the 7? How much is the 7 between the 6.5 plus
for
450? Because
$55.
you get that $10. You get that 10 point for New England 10.5. That through that key number.
Yeah, I like it better. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's not get greedy. 4.5, 6 leg teaser. Started again. Chargers plus 1, Jets plus 3, Jags plus 4. Even though the Jags were kind of some shit last
Mhm.
week with the fumbles and stuff. Eagles to win the game. Colts plus 4. New England plus 10.5. You know what? Just because I just said that, I'm just trying to think. Cause this. Nah, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it. Watson's finished. You know what I mean? He's just finished. Yeah, I like this bet. If you don't like the Jags one, you can go to KC. If you don't like the Jags, you can put in KC right there and take the Jags out. But I like this play plus 450, and I love ending on the Eagles to win the game. So I kind of like the over in this game too. To be honest with you,
Yeah, I agree.
you know what I
I
mean.
agree.
I think
I like it. I like it. That's definitely. I mean, you're getting that plus money, plus 4.5. You can't go crazy.
yeah, can't go crazy. Can't go crazy. Look ahead spots. Any look ahead lines?
I did
Learn
want
this
to put
one.
one last play, and this is bonus play, just as because
Yeah,
I'm going
got
to fade this team. I'm fading the Giants, man. Give me Washington. Give me Daniels Bay to kind of do his thing. Mind you, you might want to start looking at Daniels rushing props before they continue to skyrocket. I'm sure they're probably at 60 now. They're at 40 last week. smash that. You know what I'm saying? So I like the Washington Commanders. That line's already moved up to 2. It was at 1.5.
Yeah, I
So
like that Russian prompt
I was
of
able
him.
to put that in. So I like Washington here at home. I think the Giants have no confidence in that quarterback situation. I think that's going to bleed into week after week until Daniel Jones is no longer the quarterback.
You think they
Uh,
pull him?
I think by the yeah, they don't play the whole season. I know that whether injury is going to pull him or he's going to get pulled by the coach. But the line is telling me Washington. I think they believe in Daniels. Daniels looked good last week. Obviously, they didn't win, but they weren't going to win that game. But
Mhm.
you give another game under his belt now, a team that's struggling with no confidence, limping into Washington. Give me Washington. I don't I don't see why the Giants even try in this game. I
Get ready
don't
for that number 1 pick.
because I don't think they want him at quarterback. I don't think they know they can win with him. So they're going to try it. It's unfortunate. I haven't seen a quarterback play so bad where you know players can look at you and be like, "Bro, like, nah." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just staying away from the NFC East. Kind of NFC East game. It always can be kind of wishy washy. But I do agree with you. And looking at this and looking at some of the players that might be out, doesn't seem like um, doesn't seem too much from what I
Mhm.
can tell.
Yeah, that's just a
But
bonus for me. I like
yeah,
Washington here.
yeah, and I would grab it on. I would grab it right now if you like Washington. I would grab it right now on DraftKings because on ESPN it is -3. So
You're
you
right.
got a whole point line right
Is
here.
it right? I got it at 1.5. So that line's moving for some reason
Well,
really
yeah, money's
quickly.
coming in. Money's coming on the Commanders,
Yep.
fading Daniel Jones. And like I said, I think this week, I think you'll see the favorites, and I think you'll see a lot of parlays hit this week, a lot of teasers hit this week, and a lot of favors covered. I mean, this line dropped with the Raiders in Baltimore, but you know, prop bets that I would want to look at for this game is just I would look at Mark Andrews kind of coming back here.
Mhm.
They made a big deal about him last week, so I expect him to get the ball a lot. But we'll get some prop bets. You follow us on Twitter. I'll throw some prop bets out there as well. We just wanted to get these lines out real quick before we go. Thursday night football: Bills versus Dolphins. Line is at 2.5. From what we know so far from the injury report on this game, is that it's possible that both running backs will be out for the Miami Dolphins. So they're gonna have to find ways to kind of run the ball. Mostart is out already.
Yeah.
Is it on-chain or on-chain?
I chain.
On-chain. Okay. So on-chain is listed as questionable right now. I think he had an ankle injury. So, I'm not sure who's the third running back. Let me look it up. Who's the third running back on that depth chart right now? But you
CJ
lose a
Wilson, I
lot.
think. I think it's CJ Wilson.
Yeah, it is. No, Jeff Wilson. Jeff
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 Wilson. Sorry,
Wilson
CJ Wilson.
Jr., the old running
He
back.
can run. He can run.
Yeah. Yeah, he can. He had five carries, 26 yards. He looked good, I think,
Yeah.
too. He looked explosive. So maybe not. Maybe they'll be okay with the rushing game a little bit here. Um, like I said, line is -2.5. You know, Buffalo's still trying to figure out that pass offense. So for me, I wouldn't touch the side, kind of lean to the over. I would be looking at passing prompts here.
It's funny because I
For
like the first half under. Actually, that'll be a play that I'm putting in today. It's first half under for today.
I
I think
kind
it's
of
like
like
20, 24.5.
rush pass. Do they have rush and passing on here? They don't. I would be looking at Josh Allen rushing and passing. If it's like plus what, maybe 275. Let me look it on ESPN real quick. I kind of like that. He's got to be a one-man show. And he showed last week that he can be. Let me just see real quick what that player prop is for Josh Allen. They just probably don't have that player prop. And this is where we talk about shopping around a little bit here in terms of looking for the best line. Here we go. Player total passing and rushing yards. He's at 283.
Mm.
So just think about him throwing for 250 yards and rushing for 35 yards, which they do design runs for him.
Yep.
In a shootout last week with the Arizona Cardinals, he actually missed the mark. He only had 232 yards and then 240 yards, and that was in a shootout. So he had 271 yards total offense, 4 total touchdowns. Well, yeah, maybe I'll leave it alone. I think I'll leave it alone. I don't really bet Thursday night games. These were all leans to look at. I've had bad luck with Thursday night games, so I'll pass it on you, bro. Any side, any take, any total, or anything in this game.
Yeah, I have a lean on right now money line for Buffalo. Obviously, I got them in a teaser, so I like them tonight. I think it's a short week. I know usually it doesn't benefit the travel team, but it's not. It's not a really a long trip, 3 hour flight down. And who doesn't want to go to Miami? So um, besides the Heat, I think they'll be able to kind of. I think what they showed me in the second half of the ball game last week or on Sunday, I think that carries on. I think they kind of was able to knock the rust off, and Josh was able to kind of get some confidence. I think Miami really was a little bit sluggish all game last week. You know, Tua for the majority of that game was like, ugh, y'all just paid him all that money. Is he the guy? Right? Obviously, you always have those explosive plays. There's opportunity for them with Tua. I mean, with Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
Yep.
But at the same time, I just like Buffalo as far as a team right now. And then you have two of their best running backs that is out, so that helps. That helps a lot. So after Wilson can't run every game, every play. I mean, so yeah, that means a lot's going to be on the shoulders of Tua in this game.
Yeah.
And I like my money on the Buffalo if that's going to be the case.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. So, all right, that is the lunchtime college football and NFL best picks and predictions of this week. For more picks, we will list up our best picks and videos up here. Make sure you click on those to check those out. For myself, I'm Moss Money. That's Be Humble. We will see you guys next week. Happy hunting, happy betting. This is MoneyPot Betting. See ya.